でお送りしております。続いてのタイトルなんですけれども、ホットドッグリポーター、Any% カテゴリーの RTA です。EST 予定時間8分となっております。8分。解説の方は現状いらしておりません。有識者の方、チャット欄等でお話しいただけると大変ありがたいです。こちらのゲーム、2023年に PC で発売されたゲームでございまして、奏者の方の自己ベストがゲーム内時間、IGT ゲーム内時間で3分20秒575で、スピードランドットコム上では世界4位となっております。現在はですね、ジャパニーズリストリームにおいて、こちらジャパニーズリストリームチャンネルでございます。現在は、レディアーケーダーズアウトオブバンズトロント2024の様子を公認で日本語再配信を行っています。こちら、トロントゲームズウィーク2024の一環として開催されているイベントでございます。今回のレディアーケーダーズアウトオブバンズトロント2024につきましては、カナダのオンタリオ州トロントにある SF バー兼ゲームカフェシースケープで行われております。イベントは本日6月29日土曜日午前9時から始まっておりまして、21時頃まで行われる予定となっております。スケジュールをご確認の上、ぜひ最後までお楽しみください。また、またですね、あ、音が来ました。そしてこのレディアーケーダーズが終わった後も UBAF のイベント、そして SGDQ2024 と休憩を挟みつつ続いていきますので、 ぜひご無理のない無理のない範囲でご視聴いただけたらと思います。
Hello, 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 and welcome back to Lady Arcaders Out of Bounds Toronto. We are in between runs right now, but we have a wonderful interview here coming up with Corvame, who is our
イン
runner
タビュー
for...
タイムですかね。
Learn with Pokemon
Thank
typing
you.
adventure.
Thank you.
Well,
I
I
literally
think
just
it's the
asked this
longest
question.
named run on the schedule, but I didn't check. It often is.
Okay, so first, how are you feeling today, May? How are you feeling about your run?
I'm feeling pretty good. So this is the hardest run that I know. That's not true. It's the hardest run that I know and still run. There was one that I did was like way harder. But and so there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong, even though it sounds like this run is unserious, but it's actually super difficult. And so no matter how much I prepare, I'm still like, oh man, it's still gonna be difficult. So I'm a little worried about that. But
I'm so curious. Do they make you spell Pokemon names as you're typing?
that's the whole game.
Oh,
the
my
whole
Lord.
game is just they give you a picture of a Pokemon and they're like, I hope you can spell that right and remember what it is. And I'm like,
Oh, jeez. Okay.
See, I can't name a Pokemon to save my life, so this is going to be great.
so, okay, here's the thing with this game is that they're like, this is a great educational opportunity to learn how to type. It is not. I don't think it would possibly learn you how to type. It just teaches you the names of Pokemon. They do like 4 levels where they're like, oh, here's the home row. And they do 400 levels that are like, a spell Alomomola.
No, thank you. I don't want to spell that.
There's no Professor Mavis Beacon in this game. Nowhere to be found.
There are 2 professors. There are 2 other characters in this game, and they have pun names. So, get excited for that.
Yes.
Every single thing has puns.
It's true.
I'm not against it, but I don't think I'm for it. So, May, what inspired you to start speedrunning video games in the first place?
So I used to watch GDQ like every year. I would see it would come on when I was like on like holiday break from like school and stuff, and I'd be like, "Wow, that's really cool. I don't think I could do that. That seems really hard." And the reason why I thought it was really hard is because I didn't know you could use notes.
Oh.
I thought everyone just memorized everything, and I have a terrible memory, which is great for the Pokemon run. But you'll see. And then way down the line, I saw Keys' run of Pokemon Crystal. And in that run, they mentioned they needed to check their notes. And I was like, what? You could do that? Which in retrospect is like super obvious. Like obviously you could take notes. But I didn't know that at the time. And then like other friends of mine got into it. And so I was like, I bet I could do that. And I was right.
Oh, let's go. So then, out of curiosity, as a follow-up question, what was the game or run that you spent the longest playing, and what about that one in particular?
Pokemon Alpha Sapphire for the Nintendo 3DS is the game that I ran a whole ton of time. I was like at one point kind of gunning for a world record in that, and now I'm like 10th. I don't know. I just like that run. It's like it has like a rhythm to it where you're like constantly doing stuff. But it doesn't have. But like every run feels slightly different enough because of the randomness of your starters that it felt like each run had enough going on with it that it was a good balance for me personally.
Nice.
So for your run today, are there any tricks?
There are like 2 tricks.
What is the hardest trick in your run?
Well, so none of the tricks that I do are hard. The hard part is specifically that this run is essentially typing flawlessly for 40 minutes straight.
Honestly, that's a
trick. I can't
trick.
do that for 30 seconds, so that's a trick.
It's very hard. And so, like, even I'll like talk about the tricks when we get there. They're kind of just like optimizations. Ultimately, this game is a whole bunch of auto scrollers that you just need to not screw up, and it's more of a skill showcase, I guess. So,
Gotcha.
Not so much a tricks run.
Ah, interesting. In another direction, out of curiosity, is there any speedrun that you have absolutely no interest in ever learning, but still kind of admire that speedrun?
Splatoon. I love Splatoon, but I'm very bad at it because I don't know how to aim without a mouse. So like even like my friends who are like Splatoon people are like, you gotta do the motion controls. It's just if you don't do the motion controls, you're like leaving skill on the table. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll do the motion controls. And I'm so bad at it. But the runs are super, super cool, and I love all the lore in that game. So, yeah, Splatoon.
Nice.
Now, I'm going to steal this question from you because I need to know the answer to this. Because as a person who is not from Canada,
今インタビュー
name
受
one
けて
thing
るの
you think
は
about Canada. Name one thing you know about Canada or think you know about Canada.
この後
They didn't send me this question ahead of time.
That is true.
This one was just thrown in there.
That is
今
true.
インタビュー受けてる
So
受
as
けられてる
far,
方
one
バ
thing
ッドラ
I
ンドゲッ
think
トポ
I
ケモン
know
タイピング
about
DS を
Can-
走られる
Canada,
方ですかね。
all I know, okay, so there was one time, this is going to be a story that gets to a thing. There's one time that I went to visit a friend in Madison, because I'm from the Midwest. And during that trip, I had cheese curds during every single meal. Because that's, I don't know, that's what you
It's
do
the
there.
Midwest.
And my understanding is that I could do that with poutine here, which essentially is just another way to have cheese curds for everything here, or for here. Yes, another way of doing that. And so I guess my thing is that I apparently there's a lot of different varieties of poutine, and so far I've only had one. So also I believe that your hockey team hasn't won since 1967.
That's too painful. Let's not talk about the Oilers either. It's too painful.
I'm from Chicago, so I can't relate.
I'd say them some fighting words. My word.
You ever been roasted while interviewing?
Hey, I'm not about hockey or sports at all, so I'm just sitting here going.
So I'm curious as well, May. Do you have any inspirational femme or woman in speedrunning who you look up to?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to both Greta Ice Vixen and Swiftaloo, both of whom do a ton and
ス
ton
ピー
of
ドラン
work
モード
to
が
make the Pokemon speedrunning
あり
community a
そう
lot more diverse
ですね。
and like just a better place to be around every single day. So shout outs to both of them. I admire all the work they do a lot.
Yeah. Thanks so much for answering our questions. And I think you have one more.
Yes. And what is the one piece of advice outside of notes that you would give to someone who is just starting speedrunning?
If you look at somebody doing speedrunning and you're like, I think that would be fun, congratulations, you figured it out. You, like all you gotta do, anyone could do it.
そ
It's
して
super
今
easy
は
to get into. It
580 円
seems
のとこ
daunting,
ろ
but every community
サマー
that
セール
I've
で435 円
really been a part of and
25%
stuck
オフに
around
な
with
って
has
ます
been
ね。
super inviting. There are people who would love to help you.
これはサマー
It's just
セ
a
ー
fun
ル
thing
か
to
な
do, and you get to meet like all sorts of amazing people. All you gotta do, anyone can do it. It's super easy to get into. It seems daunting, but every community that I've like really been a part of and stuck around with has been super inviting. There are people who would love to help you. It's just a fun thing to do, and you get to meet like all sorts of amazing people and be part of amazing events like this one.
Yay.
So as long as you're willing to have the course of your life changed forever, give it a shot.
Thank you so much for answering all of our questions, May.
Thanks both of you for having me here.
Yeah, looking forward to the run and wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone, we will be back in a few minutes with Metroid Crime running Hot Dog Reporter, which looks to be a crazy run. I'm really excited, everyone.
?ホットドッグの方が高いまでですか？ああ。
with Toronto Games Week 2024. If you're tuning in, up next, I hope everyone's as excited as I am for this run, because this is a run, an any percent, of Hot Dog Reporter, ran by the fantastic Metroid Crime with a commentator, Great Newtons, and I'll let them take it away.
We good?
はい、画面来ました。
Surprise!
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Metroid Crime. I'm here with Great Newtons, who's actually the developer of this game.
I made this.
Yeah, so this is a Toronto-based game, so we got a
Let's
Toronto-based
go.
game at our Toronto event. Super excited to run this. This is very, very quick. I know it has an 8-minute estimate. I'm definitely going to finish under that.
奏者
So,
5本、奏者
I
の
guess,
方が、
yeah, I guess.
奏者のメトロイドクライムさんいらっ
let's
しゃいます
get
ね。
started. It has a dedicated speedrun mode.
For the speedrunners.
Yeah.
スピードランモードで走られるみたい
So,
です
I forget. There's a prompt after this, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna hit this, and then I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, good luck,
this is,
Chris.
Hot Dog Reporter. It is a video game that I made because I love platformers
And hot dogs.
and hot dogs. Yeah, can't forget about the hot dogs. And Metroid Crime has helped me out a lot getting started with it in terms of spreading it to her community and just playtesting it herself as
ホ
well.
ットドッグが主人
And,
公
yeah, it's still in early access, available on Steam. But it's I think personally the movement is pretty polished.
Oh yeah, movement is great. It feels like so good to play. This level is my least favorite level. I have to say, I'm sorry.
No, that's good. That's intentional. You know?
Just falling through the floor there. But this is just
ホ
know
ット
we're
ドッ
hot
グを
dogging
集
it
めて
here.
いくんですかね、これは。
Just moving.
I do love how the hot dog always holds his hat and just keeps a firm grasp on it.
So this was inspired actually by the game L.A. Noire,
Let's
where
go.
often your
スピーディーにホットドッグを集めていく。
his hat, and he kind of looks like a
ごめん
mess,
で
so
す
it's
ね。
like Frankie's not going to do that.
これは
Frankie's gonna hold on
多
to
分
their
この
hat.
右上にある、右上で指定されてる数のホットドッグを集めればステージクリアに。
And all the way up. This one is just zooming across. There we go. Finding all the hot dogs. This introduces this goo, which is you can bounce off of it. So you have to carefully jump through here, bounce.
So there is a tutorial for this, but I've watched a lot of people play this and like just skip the tutorial, which is reasonable.
多分これベストタイムの
And I find
ベストタイムを出した時
very
の
difficult for some people to figure out how those bounce pads
ゴース
work.
トですかね。
Basically, you have to hold the jump button in order to ascend higher.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny watching people trying to get around that using like double jumps or wall jumps. I've seen some very
球面
creative solutions.
Yeah, so this one you have to like use the momentum of the wall to kind of hang on the wall a little bit, which allows you to get up a little bit further there.
Yeah, the way I've kind of tried to design a lot of the levels is by making like one difficult path that's kind of optimized in order to get through it as fast as possible, and then going back afterwards and adding in like alternate routes that
Yeah.
are a little more accessible. But this wasn't intentional, and it's great to see people break the routes that you intended.
Hot dog.
Thanks.
I love
Yeah.
hearing that from a
なん
game
か
dev is just
触っちゃいけなさ
positive about
当たっちゃいけなさそうな
wanting to see their intended routes
ギミッ
get
クが
taken.
あ
I think that's really cool.
I think a lot of that comes from knowing Crime and her
Oops.
involvement with the speedrunning community.
Ah.
It's such a joy, I think, to see people find their own way through a game. So I kind of wanted to make a game that really leaned into that.
あ
We'll just,
ー頑張れ
you know, it's perfect. First run. You
Yeah,
got it,
don't
you got
worry. Got it. Okay, perfect.
おー
Gonna wait there because yeah, there we go. Good.
You got all
はい
the hot
突
dogs.
破です
Got all of them.
Also, the music is just lovely.
The music is great. It is licensed music. The artist is Paolo Pavan. And it just kind of fits the aesthetic that I wanted for this. So coming up here, we're going to be skipping our first Easter egg.
There we go.
Metroid Crime is not going to pet a cat.
Yes, there's a cat you can
解説の
pet.
方もいらしてました
It is
ね。
not on the route though. Cross. You can get through the cannons a little faster if you jump before you get into them, which helps.
That is also not something I intended, but it's a great little bit of tech.
Okay. Not gonna get hit by these saw blades.
So this is a relatively new mechanic, where if you skid there and then immediately turn around and jump, you'll do like a backflip and get some increased momentum.
There we go.
So I'm curious, Metroid Crime, have you done playtesting for other games as well?
Not particularly, no. Well, actually, you know what? That's actually not true.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, I've played. There was actually a game I played recently called Little Red, which the dev kind of gave it to me. They're like, "You're a speedrunner. I kind of want to see how you play this," and it was actually very cool because they like watched my stream and like implemented any of like the complaints that I had about like some of the mechanics being a little bit like obtuse. It was super cool. But I haven't. I love playing new
確かに
games, and I
トゲ
love
に当た
indie
っても
games.
ライフが1個減るだけで
So it kind of works out. Oh.
それだけ難易度が高いということなんでしょうか。
There's that backflip mechanic.
Nice.
そうですね。
And we're gonna use the umbrella
こ
float
ちら
all the way
日
up
本
here.
時
I
間
love
で
this
の
section.
そうですね。こちら日本時間で6月の
No. Okay. And then this is
日
very
本時
cool.
間6月
We're coming up
19
on
日
time,
に
right? Very soon.
レディーアーケーダーズチャンネルで配信されたイベントを再配信しているんですけれども
There we go.
タイマーストップです。
So that's Hot Dog Reporter. Thank you, thank you.
タイ
That's
ム
Hot Dog
は
Reporter.
5分
It's
56
great.
秒。早い。
Definitely check it out. It's up on Steam. They have like a built-in leaderboard as well. So definitely like just a very
あっ
quick
と
speed
いう
game.
間
You can
に
just kind of drill. It's very
ホッ
easy
ト
to
ドッグが
reset as well. But
美味しそう。
yeah, thank you, Newton,
そ
so
し
much
て
for
ホッ
being
トドッグ
on
美味しそう。
commentary with me.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for running this at your inaugural in-person event with Lady Arcaders.
Thank you. I've been Metroid Crime. Actually, sorry. Where can we find you? Where can we find your information and about the game? And
So exquisitetrash.club is our website. You can find links to the Steam page for Hot Dog Reporter, all of our social media. If you are here in person, we have
お腹が空いてくる。
some front. Feel free to
確かにこの時間にホットドッグは確かにお腹が空く。
Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky.
awesome. And I've been Metroid Crime. You'll see me again soon. I'll be back. Awesome.
Thanks so much, everyone. So stick around for
そ
more
ろそろ
events
お
at
昼ご飯の時間帯といったところで、ホットドッグリポーターでございました。ホットドッグリポーター Any% でございました。それでは私、ここで、それでは次のゲームの準備があるんですけれども、ここで司会交代となります。ここまでの司会はシレイユでございました。この後もレディーアーケーダーズアウト・オブ・バウンズ・トロント2024続いていきますので、そしてその後は UBAF のイベントと SGDQ2024 もストリームが行われますので、引き続き無理のない範囲でご視聴いただけたらと思います。それでは失礼いたします。ありがとうございました。